No, we was just in the middle of a conversation and you made some really good points. So I just wanted to hit the record button because hit that one more time. We know so much about how to develop children. There's tons of research that has been done about this, and everything that we do when it comes to schools is antithetical to what we know.
It's the contrapositive, if you will, of everything we know about children. So what do we know about kids? They like to move, they like to talk, they like to touch things, they like to interact, they like to run, they like to move around, they need stimulation coming, audio, visual, kinesthetic, they need social development. Walk into a school, what does it look like? The precursor to a concentration camp. The walls are gray. There's droppings from rats on the ground. The kids are sitting in these desks that are made from 1937 with the wood that splinters you. Nothing at this school makes a child want to be inspired and engaged in science, in the stars, in history, in your country. There's no flag. There's no indication of what country we're in. There's no art on the wall. We don't see anything. But what will we talk about? Oh my God, who got murdered on TV? Well, what does that tell us? Okay, this country hates Black people. Okay, maybe it does, but can we go outside? Is there a garden?
Mm-hmm.
When I used to teach, man, sometimes I'd tell the kids, grab your books. Let's go sit outside in the sun and do our lesson today.
Yeah. Especially high schoolers, because you only have recess in middle school.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, elementary school. Middle school and high school, you have to sit there under a bunch of fluorescent light with no natural light if you don't have any windows in your school all day. And if you get fidgety at all, they assume you're a bad kid.
No.
If you get bored.
Kids are kids. I mean, there's just some things that I think are constant about kids that I don't care all the new theories and material in the world. Give me a fucking break. I've been teaching for years. What do I notice? Boys are more fidgety than girls. Move more than girls. Do some girls like to move? Sure. Are there some boys that don't want to move? Yes. I'm not speaking for every human on the planet. I'm talking broad strokes as a teacher based on my experience teaching in 4 different states? How many states? New York, I've taught in. New Orleans, Atlanta, and California off the top. You're going to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Boys like to move around. So I don't have some rigid rule. You cannot move. You cannot move. Or you're crazy or you need to be medicated. How about this? Move around. We're going to move anyway. We're going to talk about this, or we're going to have a lively discussion where you get to engage with one another and you're animated and you move your arms as long as you're moving in some way. Maybe we'll go sit outside. Maybe we'll have a discussion at the lunch table. Maybe we'll go off topic today and get into something else. You know what? The kids are engaged in this. Forget this lesson we have to do. Kids, switch desks. Let's get into a debate. Keep it lively. Keep it exciting. But you walk into public schools, they're screaming at the kids. Get out of the staircase. Go to the classroom. It's like a bunch of nagging fucking middle-aged people who look like they hated being in high school themselves. When I used to go to work, man, I used to wear heels. I used to wear red lipstick. I was like, kids, we're going to learn today. Learn about your environment. Learn about your planet. Learn about this country. Learn about the rules. Learn about the arts. Learn about painters and sculptors and philosophers from our century, from Egypt, from the Assyrians. There is a whole world out there that you, for some miracle, have been brought to be a part of. Who are you in all this? Let's get to this. We talk about books. Most teachers open the book, chapter 1. Who's going to read the first sentence? I walk into teachers' classrooms. I'm like, this bitch is boring me. I'm like, fuck this. Kids, To Kill a Mockingbird. We're not even going to open the book. Why is this the title? Think about it for 1 minute. Someone do the count. 1 minute of silence. Just think. What's a mockingbird? What color is it? What does it mean? What are the characteristics? Why does the author, before we even open the book, tell us this? What does that mean? Or what do you think it's supposed to mean for you? This is a human thought. Every human thought is worth something, good or bad. What are your thoughts? Jesus, you do that in any classroom, in any planet, with any group of kids of any age group, they're going to respond to you.
You got their attention now.
You're alive.
Yeah. You're getting them to actually fire more than 2 brain cells that it takes to just read.
I don't want you to read anything. I want you to think.
Exactly.
I ask questions. I don't give answers. I don't have the answers to anything. What do I know? I've only been on this planet for, a few years. It's been around for centuries. What do I know? But I know this. I know what questions you need to be asking. Who are you? Why are you here? Why does this author want you to know what you're about to read?
It's a really good point. See, this is why I think you should be not just teaching, but like teaching teachers how to get kids engaged. Because that's the thing. Teachers at this point are so worried about getting fired for the smallest infraction. You know, if you actually give a kid who deserved an F for not doing any of their homework, you actually give them an F, you're going to get fired for that nowadays.
And it's not the kids. It's the adults. Let me tell you something. You teach with that kind of passion and conviction in a classroom. Those kids not only know that you care about them, they are extremely forgiving when you do say things that are off because they know you mean well, that you're there. I've said bizarre things to the students where I look around and sometimes they're like, the fuck did you just say? And I'm like, I don't know. What did I just say? And we all start laughing. But why? Because I already have the collateral with them. Word. So they know even if I say something off key, they attribute it. You know, I was teaching in California. I would say things that's normal in New York. In California was offensive. This is before everybody was offended by everything anyway. Just normal colloquial language that you use being a New Yorker. I would say in California, people, oh, what did you say? I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck did I just say?
Because the kids know your heart. They know you care about them.
Kids know your heart.
And they know you care about their education.
And 99% of them will forgive you of anything if you are honest, if you are authentic, and if you own it when you fuck up. I've walked in the next day to my classrooms and been like, kids, I was nuts yesterday. Too far. I went too far. My bad. You know why I do it, though. Aside from the fact that I'm a little crazy, I am serious as a heart attack about your education. You know that. Is there anybody in this room who genuinely thinks I walked in here to destroy your soul and your emotion? Or do you think I'm serious about this?
Mm-hmm. That's
and
a really good point.
Of them.
Kids will give you a lot of fucking leeway.
Kids are forgiving, super intuitive, super intelligent, so ready to learn. They'll learn anything you teach them if you're genuine.
If you genuinely care about them.
Anything.
Yeah.
I've taught third grade, fourth, fifth grade, seventh grade algebra. I've taught law. I've taught 10th, 11th, and 12th. And there is one thing consistently is the same across every kid of every age group in every state I've ever taught in. All of them want to learn. All of them. So if they don't want to learn, there's something either wrong with this fucked up school, this fucked up community, or this fucked up classroom. I don't know what it is, but it ain't them.
The kids want to fucking learn, but they can spot a fake. They can spot a fraud who's just going to sit there and just be like, open page 1 and do and read the first chapter by tomorrow.
They're intuitive creatures. They are not muddled with prejudice, discrimination, hatred, bitterness, and resentment like adults are. Not until we fuck up their minds anyway. They're still on the gradient.
Yeah.
They're still see the good
until we fuck them up.
They're fine until we fuck them up with our ego and our bullshit and our fighting and our this. And what did you say? And my kid was offended. Guess what? So what's your kid offended? Be like, you know what, kid? Sometimes people are going to say things in life that offend you. You're going to say things that offend people. How do you want them to respond when you do it? Think about that in context of we are all sinners. And on the grade of 1 to 60,000, what grade of sin did this person do to you? And if it's somewhere around 8, take it on the chin and keep it pushing. There's real oppression and people make mistakes. And we have to understand that distinction.
That's the thing that also bothers me is the fact that we were just talking about how like some folks from a specific sector that unfortunately we don't want to talk about a lot, but some folks from a specific sect within Black culture don't seem to value education as much as other sects within Black culture and other cultures out there. And it's like, wait a second, dude, there's so many Africans, there's so many West Indians, there's so many people in Haiti right now that would fucking give a limb to be able to come to the US unencumbered, get them a green card.
And go to school every day.
And go to school without dealing with gunshots, without dealing with bullshit, without
working.
Yeah.
We take it for granted our children don't work. Children work in other countries.
Oh, full time, yeah.
But we got to drag our kids to class. And when they get there, they want to talk. They're dressed like shit. When I have friends who come over from Europe to visit me, I drove them past one of the public schools I worked at. And they were like, how are kids allowed to go to school like this? They said, you wouldn't even be allowed in the building in Europe dressed like that. They'd stop you at the door. You can't come here dressed like this.
Yeah, you see these kids in African schools, they dress up.
Bro.
They go to school. Somebody walks in, they all stand up and say, good morning, good afternoon. You know what I mean? And then they can sit down when the teacher sits down. When the principal comes in, they all stand up again. Good morning, Mr. or Miss So-and-so, da-da-da-da-da. You can't get these kids to even,
manners, class. There's nothing wrong with having those things. I mean, suddenly now we're going to question teachers who've dedicated 8, 9, 10 years of their lives to understanding the pedagogy and theory behind teaching and the stages of development of the child that they're teaching, so that somebody who literally got a GED and is married to a military guy in some state can walk into a classroom and be like, hey, I'm holding the Holy Bible. I can now teach you about U.S. history. What kind of lunacy is this? When did we stop thinking?